Hello everyone, welcome to Educate 247. This is the 13th lecture on our special revision series for SEBI Grade A 2020 examinations. In this series, we will be understanding the MCQs on AS10, property plants and equipments. Accounting standards are a part of your syllabus for commerce and accountancy. We have already prepared videos on accounting standard 1, 2, 9, 11 and 13. You can go to those videos to understand what kind of questions will be asked in the exams. Now let's begin with the first question. Question number 1. Which of the following items qualify as property, plants and equipment? A. Machine bought for resale to a customer. B. Computer software bought for use in more than one accounting period. C. A machine bought for use during a single accounting period. Or D. A machine bought for use in more than one accounting period. So the answer here is D. A machine bought for use for more than one accounting period. Now to understand the answer to this question, we have to understand the definition of property, plants and equipments. So let us go through the definition. Property, plants and equipments are tangible items that A. are held for use in the production or supply of goods or services, for rental to others or administrative purposes, and B. are expected to be used for more than a period of 12 months. Now what does option A says here? A machine bought for resale, right? But to qualify as property, plants and equipment, the machine have to be held for use in production or supply, right? So machine bought for resale, they do not qualify as property, plants and equipments. What does option B say? Computer software bought, right? So software are intangible assets, and to qualify as property, plants and equipments, the asset have to be tangible, right? So option B is also incorrect here. Option C, a machine bought for use during a single accounting period, right? Now we have already studied that property, plants and equipments are expected to be used for more than a period of 12 months. That means for more than one accounting period, right? So machine bought for single accounting period, they do not qualify as PPE. And option D, a machine bought for use for more than one accounting period. So option D satisfy all the condition. A machine is a tangible item and it is held for use in production, right? And it is to be used for more than one accounting period. Hence option D is the correct answer here. Question number 2. Which of the following would not be included in the cost of an item of property, plants and equipment? A. Refundable value added tax. B. Testing cost. C. Site preparation cost. Or D. Delivery and installment charges. So the answer here would be refundable value added tax. Now to understand this question, we have to understand what is included in the cost, right? So the cost of an item of property, plants and equipment comprises first the acquisition cost, including import duties and non-refundable purchase taxes, less any trade discounts and rebates. So taxes that are non-refundable are included, refundable ones are not included. Then cost directly associated with bringing the assets to the location, as well as the condition essential as to make the asset capable of operation in a way planned by the management. So this is basically the price cost that is used to bring the asset into operating condition, right? So this includes your testing cost, your delivery and installment charges, because all these charges are required to bring the machinery or the property, plants and equipments into working condition. And the third inclusion is cost of dismantling, removing the item and restoring the site on which the asset is located. So this is basically your site preparation cost. So all these costs are included. However, refundable value added tax is not included. So your answer is A. Educare offers various courses for SEBI Grade A 2020 examinations. We have comprehensive course for SEBI Grade A 2020, which includes syllabus of both paper 1 and 2. Then we have MCQ courses for SEBI Grade A 2020 Paper 2. We also have SEBI Grade A 2020 Crash Course for Phase 1 and 2. You can apply with coupon code SEBI, SEBI SEBI, and avail discounts on comprehensive courses and crash courses. However, since MCQ courses are already available at a discounted price, no further discount is available in this course. You can enroll on these various courses on the basis of your preparation phase. Now moving on to question number 3. The method of depreciation not recognized under AS10 property plants and equipments is A. SLM, B. WDV, C. Units of production method, or D. Annuity method. So the answer here is annuity method. Now let us understand a little more about depreciation. Every part of PPP with a cost that is significant to the total cost of an item should be depreciated separately. The depreciable amount should be allocated on a systematic basis over its useful life. The depreciation method should also be reviewed at least each financial year. Any change is accounted for as a change in accounting estimate as per AS5, because AS5 deals with change in accounting estimates, right? So whenever you change, you review the method of depreciation, and if there is any change, the change has to be accounted for in AS5. The depreciation methods that shall be followed shall either be straight line method, written down value method, or units of production method. So annuity method is not included here. So our answer is annuity method. Question number 4. On revaluation of property, plant and equipment, the profit on revaluation shall be transferred to A. Revaluation surplus, B. Profit and loss account, C. Bank account of the company, or D. Should not be recognized. So the answer here is revaluation surplus. See, whenever you revalue property, plants and equipments, sometimes you can have revaluation profit and sometimes you can have revaluation loss. So if there is profit, which is known as revaluation surplus, then it has to be transferred into a reserve account with the heading revaluation surplus. See, an increase in the carrying amount of an asset arising on revaluation should be credited directly to owner's interest. This means it has to be credited in reserve accounts under the heading revaluation surplus. So the name of the reserve account should be revaluation surplus. However, now there is another paragraph also which says, however, the increase should be recognized in the statement of profit and loss to the extent that it reverses a revaluation decrease of the same asset previously recognized in the statement of profit and loss. Now what does this paragraph mean is, suppose you had revalued your property, plants and equipment earlier and there was a revaluation loss of, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. Now again you revalued and this time you got an revaluation surplus of 2 lakh rupees. So what do? The 1 lakh you transfer to profit and loss account, and the remaining 1 lakh from the 2 lakh that you transfer to revaluation surplus, because that 1 lakh has to net off the loss you earlier transferred to profit and loss account, right? So to the extent it reverses a revaluation decrease, so to the extent it reverses a previous revaluation decrease, it has to be transferred to profit and loss account. In this case 1 lakh, because 1 lakh was earlier debited to profit and loss accounts, right? And the remaining 1 lakh from the 2 lakh, you have to recognize it in revaluation surplus. Question number 5. At the time of retirement of property, plants and equipment from active use and held for disposal, then value shall be recognized as A. Higher of carrying amount or net realizable value, B. Lower of carrying amount or net realizable value, C. Written down value, or D. None of the above. So the answer here is lower of carrying amount or net realizable value. So this question is regarding the retirements of property, plants and equipment. How do we treat property, plants and equipments during retirement? right? So the items of PPE retired from active use and being held for disposal should be stated at the lower of their carrying amount and net realizable value. In case there is any write down, the same should be recognized immediately in the statement of profit and loss. So, of the video, guys, I hope you've understood the questions, and if you found the video useful, then do like and subscribe the channel and stay tuned with us for more videos on different topics of CAB Grade A 2020 examinations. Thank you.